Ba-da-da-da-da. Oh, my lights went out. Hold on. Ta-da! No! Fine. All right. Let there be light! Woohoo! Oh, I need to rearrange them a little bit too. So, hello everybody. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to another Monday mini medicine card reading. I just got home. I would say that I'd been doing readings all day, but that would be a lie because nobody showed up. So I got to draw comics all day. So anyway, I just got home a little bit ago. A wee bit tired, but this is one of those things that I look forward to every single week. So let's see what the cards have to tell us. And if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Patrick, and I am the owner of Perching Wolf Studios, which is the Facebook page or the YouTube video you're watching right now. And what we do, I have this nifty deck of cards that I call okay, I need to ground a little bit. All right. All right, so the medicine card deck. Each card has different totem animals on it, which all seem to be in reverse for some reason. But so it's similar to the tarot, like a tarot reading, except that it is dealing with the totem animals. And so what we do is I pull 3 cards, and your only job is to choose a number between 1 and 3. So, and then whichever card corresponds to the number you chose, that is your message for the week. And that is why I do this on a Monday, so that you have wisdom and guidance to take you through the week. And so I am just lit some sage so I can smudge my cards. It's funny because I never used to do that. But something told me to start. I keep seeing things floating behind me. I don't know if that was a moth or if I've got orbs, my resident fairies hanging around. Anyway, all right, so the cards are clean. So again, in case you came in late, what we're going to do, I am going to shuffle the cards, and that is a lot of smoke coming up. I must need a lot of smudging. Here, if you need some smudge, let's smudge you all. Smudge you! Take some smudge, clear that energy, come into the now. Oh, all right. So, what we are doing, I am shuffling the cards until they tell me to stop. And again, I will pull 3 cards, so you can choose 1, 2, or 3, or you can choose a couple of the numbers or all 3 of them. Whatever you decide. Okay. So, have you chosen your numbers? Here we go. So, if 1 is your number, you got butterfly. Butterfly. So, if this is your card, you are in the middle of some big time transformation, like metamorphosis type transformation. This is not when the caterpillar goes into the cocoon, it does not just sprout wings and come out. The caterpillar dies. The caterpillar becomes genetic soup. And from its DNA, which gets totally I'm trying to keep the smudge out of my face. That's better. So, butterfly, the DNA of caterpillar gets totally rearranged and builds a butterfly from scratch. They are 2 separate animals. So if butterfly is your card, then know that you are coming through a big transformation. I don't know what stage you are in that transformation, but the light is on the horizon. Your wings are ready. You know, when we think about the cat, I had kind of, not that long ago, I guess, but I had an interesting conversation with the caterpillar. And the caterpillar told me that they don't get enough credit. You know, everyone focuses on the butterfly and the great change and, you know, stepping into your power. But no one really pays attention to the caterpillar and how the caterpillar is the parent of the butterfly. And if the caterpillar is not healthy, is not well nurtured, then the butterfly will be sickly as well. So it's like the well-being of the caterpillar translates into the well-being of the butterfly. So, in other words, your wings are ready. It's a guarantee that whatever you are going through right now, you are guaranteed to come through it, okay? Don't rush the process. It's kind of one of those things about, it's not fun necessarily, but it's kind of getting comfortable with the discomfort. Knowing that all the discomfort you feel is because the old you no longer fits, no longer makes sense in the world. You are outgrowing your old life. So allow yourself to be wherever you are in that transformation. But give credit to the caterpillar. You know, like I said, don't be in a rush, because if you're in a rush to get to the butterfly, then if you cut the cocoon open and let the butterfly out, thinking you're helping it, the butterfly will die, because the butterfly in the cocoon has this fluid in its guts. And it's pushing its way out of the cocoon, pushing apart the threads of the cocoon, of the chrysalis, that pushes that fluid up into its wings. So it's the resistance that gives him his strength to fly, right? So everything that is happening right now, though it may not seem like it or feel like it, everything happening right now, every obstacle, every bit of resistance that you're feeling has a purpose. Like I said, your wings are guaranteed. If this is your card, your wings are guaranteed, you know. And I don't mean to emphasize, you know, the butterfly comes out, everyone's like, woohoo! And then I'm like, don't forget the caterpillar. Well, just because I'm doing that too, don't deny the butterfly, because just because I'm saying that doesn't mean that you aren't at the wing stage, like letting the heaviness of the world fall away. You know, the caterpillar lives in like a 1 or 2 foot square world, right? Stuck to a branch, to some leaves. That's all the further the caterpillar goes, right? And so there's this heaviness, there's this stuckness, there's this limited reality, and you are bursting out of that reality into a creature who is lighter than air, who can fly from one hemisphere of the world to the other hemisphere and back again, that lives literally on the nectar of flowers. So know that no matter where you are in your transformation, no matter how hard things might be right now, you are coming to the end of it. You are in the process of dropping the heaviness, of dropping the things that no longer suit you. They may have fed you and been a necessary part of your life in the past, but you are coming into your own and into, I just keep hearing like your angelic self. You are ready to fly. And so it's about seeking out the sweet spots in life, seeking out the things in life that make your heart dance, like the nectar of flowers that the butterfly eats. It's like, you don't have to put that stuff to the side anymore. You don't have to, well, okay, I need to fulfill my responsibilities, and I have to do this and that. And then if there's time, then I can go do what I enjoy. This is like, no, take all that stuff that's been on the side that you've been pushing off to the back burner and bring that full center. It's time. It's time to do what you want to do. It's time to do the things that bring you joy. And Natalia, yes, butterfly is like a higher vibrant frequency being than the caterpillar. You're raising your vibrancy. You're raising your frequency. And that's, you no longer need the old world heavy kind of things. It's like, if this makes sense to you, you're dropping the Newtonian physics in favor of quantum physics. The old physics, the old rules, you know, A plus B equals C, every, you know, body in motion remains in motion, all of the mechanical universe, you're going beyond that to what sparks in the universe. You're getting to the creative part of the universe. You are becoming part of the creative force behind the universe, rather than just, okay, we got to do, you know, deal with the cards we're dealt. We have to deal with the life we were given. No. You get to choose what life you want. You can manifest anything. You are divine. You are part of creative energy. And there is nothing beyond you. Miracles happen. Miracles happen when we get out of the way. Miracles are the natural progression of nature. Every day, billions of miracles happen. We tend not to see them because we've got the blinders on. We're in the caterpillar mind, right? So it's like, take off the blinders and look for those synchronicities. Look for those sweet spots that get you excited. And dance and let your true colors show. You're no longer this drab, green, brown. I mean, there's a lot of caterpillars that are pretty too, but butterfly doesn't care who sees them. You know, it's just like wings spread. This is who I am. It is time to be your whole, true, authentic self. So fly. You can do it. Fly. Oh, thank you. And they just reminded me too that in quantum physics, there is what's called the butterfly principle. And if you ever think that you are powerless to change the world, if you ever think you're just, well, I'm just one little cog in the bigger machinery, blah, 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 the butterfly principle in quantum physics is that a lone butterfly flying in Brazil ripples, the air from the butterfly's wings ripples out and can cause storms on the other side of the world. You know, just a butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil can cause thunderstorms in Spain. So everything you do ripples out. You are an intrinsic and necessary component of the creative universe. And I better stop there, or I'm going to get into a whole bunch of other quantum physics kind of things, and we will be here till midnight at least. So that is butterfly. Fly, be free, be light. You have nothing to prove. You have already earned your wings. You have nothing to prove. You have nothing to earn. You don't have to justify anything. You are ready. Go for it, okay? All right. Number 2. If 2 was the card you chose, we got Buffalo. Buffalo Soldier. Buffalo is abundance. Buffalo is an embodiment of Mother Earth. To the Plains Indians, buffalo was their lifeblood, literally. It was through their symbiotic relationship that they were both able to thrive. You know, and buffalo provided food, shelter, clothing, tools, everything they needed came from buffalo. So buffalo is abundance. But abundance is not, how do I put it? Abundance is not the way we picture it in our Western world, our Western society. We think abundance is stockpiling, you know, tons and tons of cash and money and everything we're going to need for the next 100 years. That is not buffalo. That is scarcity mindedness. You know, the Native Americans didn't kill as many buffalo as they could and stockpile them because that way they would have enough food for the next 100 years. No, they were in the flow. When they needed food, there were the buffalo. And abundance flows. Abundance is being in the natural flow of Creator, of the earth. Knowing that when you need something, it is there. All you need to do is ask. Law of attraction, all of that stuff, manifesting. And that doesn't mean you can't have a bank account, you can't have a retirement fund, blah, blah, all of that stuff. It's just that true abundance is being in the moment. And it's knowing that before you even need something, the universe already is granting that wish. That your prayers are already answered before you ask them. Because when you're in the flow, I'm trying to think of an easy, simple way to put this. It's like I've talked about before, where we have these desires, we have these longings, and we think, oh, we have to shove down our longings and these desires because they just get in the way, they're selfish, all of that stuff. And it's like, no, those things that you desire, those passions you have, that is your compass. That is God given to you to know which way to go, what to move toward. That's the sweet spots that butterfly eats, that feeds off of. And so, if the universe is one system, universe. Everything is part of the same creative energy. And in a closed system like that, you can't have, how do I put it, a space. So like, okay, how do I do this without going into Zen Buddhism? You can't have a space in a closed system without there being something to fill that space. Your desires, your longings, those are spaces within you. And the fact that you have those desires is proof that the fulfillment of those desires exists. So, it's following those passions, following those desires, those things that make your heart sing. Like, oh my God, is that even possible? Yes. And it is going toward those things that you're in the flow, and what you need flows to you and through you. It's like even our money is called currency because it's supposed to flow like a current. If it's not flowing, it's stagnant, it's dead, and it isn't feeding anybody. So it's being in the flow, knowing that when you're hungry, there's the buffalo to feed you. When you need shelter, there's buffalo skins to create a teepee. There's, in our world, if, you need a bit of information, someone all of a sudden pops up that has that information. I mean, this is how I live my life. The abundance is the synchronicities that happen when you're in the flow, when you align yourself with Great Spirit, with Creator, whatever you want to call it. And then it's seeking out those sweet spots and being amazed at how easy things are. The way things flow, that is true abundance. It's knowing that you will never want for anything because, and it's not just money, it's everything. Friends, family, food, shelter, whatever it is you want, it is not selfish. Because the more whole, the more sense of well-being we each have, the better off everybody else is. We are all connected. It's a closed system. We're all part of the same energy. So when one of us does better, we all do better. And so the more of us that step into our power and trust that flow, trust that we are taken care of, that Spirit really does love us unconditionally, then the bigger the flow and the easier it is for others to tap into that flow. So by taking care of yourself and those selfish needs of yours, you're actually helping everybody around you. Because only from a scarcity mentality is there never enough. You know, Mother Earth always provides more than necessary. I mean, an apple tree does not, okay, well, there's 100 apples, that's enough. No, the apple tree will produce and produce and produce as much as it has. And it's always more than the local animals can eat. It's always more than there's room for trees to grow. Mother Earth is abundant. The universe is abundant. There are no limits. You can have anything. The tricky part is being in alignment, making sure that those desires and those longings and passions you have are coming from your heart and not the ego. But to simplify all of that down, you're taken care of. If this is your card, all you need to do is ask, and the universe will provide anything you need, whether it's people, home, food, friends, money, whatever it is, the universe is ready to give it to you. Like Abraham Hicks talks about, you know, every time we have a desire, it's like a rocket of desire, and you can't have that desire without there being an equal something to fulfill that. And so all of the desires that you've had your entire life, there's like this, what do I call it? It's like a treasure chest full of things that the universe has been saving up for you your entire life, because it's waiting for you to open to receive. See, there's that space thing. To love, to be in that passion, is to open your heart, open your hands to receive the flow. And that's another really good point too. Like in Zen Buddhism, they talk about, you know, you can't grasp water. Water is running. If you're trying to get a drink, you can't get a drink by grabbing the water. It's just going to out of your fist. The only way to catch water is in open hands. And then you have as much water as you need for as long as you need to get a drink, right? And so it is only with an open heart, with open hands, that you can receive. So know that the universe is waiting on you to decide that you deserve what you're asking for. That's it. It's that simple. You just need to ask. You just need to open and know. Like I said with butterfly, you don't have to earn it. You don't have to deserve it. You don't have to sacrifice for it. It is already yours because you are the universe. Okay. Number 3. If 3 is your card, we got the house favorite again, Moose. Moose, the word that goes with Moose in the book that comes with the cards is self-esteem. And that's the simple answer. For me, I prefer the phrase that okay, what is the phrase again? Majestic dorkiness. I just saw that. We've got orbs and fairies and spirits all over today. Moose is majestic dorkiness. Moose is accepting all of those things that set you apart from the rest, those things that are unique to you, that you maybe were always embarrassed about, the things that you got teased on as a kid. Boom, let there be light. Ah, what is going on? There we go. If you have ever seen a moose in person, they are perhaps the most majestic animal you will ever see, rivaling seeing a lion up close. I mean, moose medicine and lion medicine to me feels very much the same. It's this royalty, this majesty. It's this, king of their domain. And the thing about moose is also one of the dorkiest animals you will ever see. They look awkward. They've got, they're huge, and they've got these skinny little legs, especially if you see a young moose and they're all kind of awkward. They look like they should be clumsy. Hunters used to think, oh yeah, let's go get moose. They'll be easy to find, because they assumed that they would be clomping through the woods, breaking branches, tearing up trees, because they were so big and clumsy. But moose is a deer. Moose, a deer. Anyway, moose is a deer. Moose is the biggest member of the deer family. And so moose is just as nimble and graceful as the smaller deer. And hunters found they cannot find them. They're just as elusive in the wilderness as any other deer. So if that's your card, know that it's not saying that you're a big oof, and you're lumbering around and crashing into things. No, you have your own grace, you have your own beauty, you have your own majesty. You are sovereign within yourself. There is nothing wrong with you. Everything that you've been embarrassed about, everything that you wish you could change about yourself, all those things that made you stick out in a crowd, those are actually your gifts to the world. And so moose, I used the image one time of, we grow up trying to fit into these nice, neat boxes that society gives us, right? And if we don't fit in those boxes, then we're made fun of. We're like, oh my God, they're gonna, my antler is sticking out. I can't fit it in the box. And so, you got antlers. People tease you for those things that make you stick out of the box. But the thing is, there are no boxes. And when you're trying to squeeze there, and the truth is, absolutely nobody can actually fit into those boxes. And so everybody has things sticking out at weird angles, legs, hooves, whatever, sticking out, because no one can fit into those cookie cutter boxes. But we all think that we're supposed to, and it's those of us who have that are more unique than others. Those of us that are a little more dorky than others, a little more geeky than others, we are the ones that get the brunt of that because we stick out even further. And so people try to hide the parts of them that stick out by pointing at what's sticking out in someone else. So moose comes along and tells you, forget the stupid box. There is no box. Stand up in your full glory, accept everything about you, even and especially the things that make you stick out. I mean, so if you're trying to fit in this box, you've got to contort yourself in such a degree that you can't stand in your power, which is part of the point of trying to put people in boxes. But you can't step in your power because you're off kilter, you're off center, you're limping, you're trying to keep, something tucked behind your back so nobody sees it, right? And so when you're doing that, you are not present. You are not presenting in your wholeness. And so Moose comes along and says, be you. You are a gift to the universe. You are a gift to this world. You came here for a purpose and a reason, and all of those things that make you stick out are exactly the things that you came here to give to the world. So it's like they say, let your geek flag fly. There's a reason you have the passions you have. There's a reason you have the passions and the desires and the loves and the talents that you have. None of that is by accident. Like Mr. Rogers says, there has never been anyone like you on the planet, and there never will be. It's the things that make you unique, that make you stand out, that make you special, and not in a bad way special, that make you special and unique, and uniquely in a position to present yourself totally and completely, without reservation, because that is what the world needs. The world needs, like I said before, the world needs more people walking around the planet who are passionate, who are transparent, who are authentic. That's the only way the world heals. That's the only way we move to better and better societal rules and acceptance, respect, honor. So again, like the other ones I was talking about, when you respect yourself, when you hold yourself in high esteem, when you respect yourself and love yourself, think about all the energy it takes to keep yourself bound, to keep yourself in that tiny little box, and we start, that's like, and this is coming from experience, but a lot of our anxieties and fears are because we're bound up inside this box and we're trying to stay in the box. And that energy of who we are has no place else to go. But if we freed ourselves from those bonds, stepped full into who we are, we wouldn't have those same anxieties, or they would be on a different scale, or they would, that is one of the sources, one of the main sources of anxiety, because it comes from the energy it takes to keep ourselves bound, to keep ourselves small and worthless, because you are divine. You are part of Creator. You are part of the full, that faceted, multifaceted creative source energy, goddess, creator, great spirit. That is who you are in your essence. And so just like that, there's that quote, it's like my famous quote in the world from Marianne Williamson, about it's not our darkness that we fear, it's our light. We're afraid that we are powerful beyond measure, because we are all children of God. And so playing small does not help you, and it does not help the world. All that does is help to maintain that status quo. And the status is not quo. Sorry, that's part of my geek coming out. I haven't watched that for a while. Anyway, now I've got Neil Patrick Harris in my head. But anyway, so by playing small, by playing powerless, by being afraid of your grandeur, by being afraid of your own majesticness, you are playing along, allowing, kind of solidifying those societal expectations that everybody should look the same. And who is that person to play big and important? Well, who are you not to? You are a child of the divine. You are here to play big. You are here to spread your wings, knowing that everything you need comes to you when it needs to come to you, that you will never be left in the cold, that you will never be left to fall. And so you can embrace all of the things that you thought were imperfections and rise in greater grandeur and self-acceptance and self-love, because it's not selfish. This is what the world needs. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. There is an infinite amount of love. There is an infinite amount of light. There is an infinite amount of everything we need, because we are the essence of the universe. We are not just a part of nature, we are nature. And everything we need, we can look at the natural world and see how everything takes care of itself, how the interconnectedness of all living things works together. And yes, there are storms, and there are shifts, and there are quakes, and there are all kinds of things, but it's all toward the greater expression of all living things. And going back to quantum physics and the holographic universe, you literally contain the universe within you. A hologram, every part of a hologram contains the entire thing within it, within each part. And like with stem cells, right? You can take stem cells and you can clone, you can create any body part you want. That's an oversimplification, I realize, but basically every part of your body, you started with a single cell, and it went into 2 cells, and then it went into more cells, and then the cells started to specialize, but within every single cell contains the information for the entire body. That's how cloning is possible. It's the holographic universe. Every part contains the whole. Just like, and that's where you get into like reflexology, where, your foot, each part of your foot, and it goes with acupuncture meridians and all that. Like every part of your foot relates to a different part of your body. Your ear, every part of your ear responds to a separate part of your body. The ear contains your entire body. Your foot contains your entire body. Your hands contain your entire body. I don't remember a lot about acupressure, but I think this is what you, like here, if you've got a headache, it's like by pressing this, you change this, because it's all part of the same hologram. And so you, as the hologram, contain the entire universe. So the better, it's like, in order, how do I put this? Because it kind of like in our society, in our upbringing, we think someone who is confident is arrogant, right? That they're being selfish and self-serving. But that comes from that's like dualism, like thoughts, duality of thought. Because if someone's confident, then someone else has to be less confident or whatever, you know, if that makes sense. But it's a non-dual universe. We are all part of the same energy, like I said. So for you to be confident, for you to love yourself, doesn't mean that anyone else gets less love. It doesn't mean that you're better than anyone else. You're just confident in who you are, because you are the only person that has been in your head for your entire life. You are your priority. You are the focus that you have in this life. And everyone else has exactly the same abilities and capacities that you do. And so by loving yourself, you reinforce the love that exists in all people and all living things. You know, I had an interesting talk with a dragon last week. I was doing a soul retrieval, and a dragon showed up, and this dragon told me that dragons tend to be what is the word I'm looking for? Maligned, because they're seen as being, you know, overconfident and arrogant and all this stuff. And this dragon was like, the only reason we seem arrogant to everyone else is not because we're better than anyone else. We love ourselves. We see the greatness in ourselves, but we also see the greatness in all others. And we hold that vibration for others to come meet us. But because others don't see their own greatness, when they see the greatness in someone else and someone appreciating their own greatness, it's seen as arrogance and selfishness. So love the hell out of yourself. You are worthy of it. And like I said, just because you love yourself does not mean you love anyone else any less. When you start to see that greatness in yourself, you know, it becomes that namaste. The divine in me sees the divine in you. And so it's through that self-love, through finding the divine in your own heart, that suddenly you can see it in the hearts of everyone else you meet. They might not be there yet. They might not realize it. You can intimidate others because of who you are and because you accept yourself and love yourself. But even if others are intimidated by you, even if others fear you, by holding that vibration of love and self-awareness, self-knowledge, all of that, you are carrying that frequency. And when two frequencies meet, the lower frequency always rises to meet the higher frequency. So you are, even if they don't rise to the occasion all the way, or, you know, not right away, by being yourself, by being that authentic divine being that you are raising the vibration of those around you. Others might, like, they'll feel something. There's like a little seed that you plant, and they might feel their heart just start to open, but then all of a sudden they're too big for that box I was talking about, and they run screaming for the hills because they don't know what that is, and it freaks them out. But that seed is planted, and their heart is open that much more, which means it just takes a little bit to open it even more, and then even more. It's exponential when it starts. And so never play small to make someone else more comfortable. Let people be uncomfortable with your self-love. Let others be uncomfortable. Because, remember what I said about being comfortable with the discomfort, you're actually serving them. That discomfort they have is the itchiness like a snake gets when they're shedding their skin. The skin starts to dry out, comes loose. It's no longer vibrant, no longer has blood running to it. And so it comes dry and itchy and scratchy, uncomfortable. And that's what makes the snake rub against the trees and the rocks trying to get out of it. So that discomfort you create in someone else by being your majestic divine self opens the way for the other person to go into the cocoon, to contemplate, to have themselves open all the way to find their own path to their own wings. Okay? So, I believe that is that. And I think I covered, I know someone said that they're choosing all 3 cards tonight. I think I just covered how they all fit together. So, I guess I'm going to call it a night. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, if you came in late, if 1 is your card, you got butterfly. If 2 is your card, you got buffalo. And if 3 is your card, you got moose. So, thank you again so much for joining me. I so appreciate your presence here. Feel free to share this video. Please do. And what else was I going to say? You know, I will upload this to my Facebook page, of course, and then also to my Perching Wolf Studios YouTube channel. And if you enjoyed this, please consider coming to me for a full reading for yourself, where we talk to the animals and they give me their input and wisdom directed exactly specifically for you and what you need to know at that moment. Check out my website to find out how to do that and to kind of peruse what other shamanic services I offer, soul retrievals, readings, Reiki, all kinds of different things, and classes. If you are interested, in a couple of weeks on June 12th, if you're ever wondered about shamanism, if you've ever felt the call to the shamanic path, I am going to be teaching an in-person, can you believe it? In-person class on June 12th from 2 to 5. It's a 3-hour class. It's $100. I promise you it's well worth it. This same class was a changing point in my life. It was basically the first thing I did when I got my divorce, and look at me now. And so that is going to be in Renton, Washington at Four Sisters Holistic Remedies. You can contact me. You can look at my website for more details. Unfortunately, it is an in-person one, so it's not going to be on Zoom, but I am planning very soon to do another Zoom call, a Zoom class, the same class over Zoom for those who are not local. I've had people asking for both, so we're going to do the local one on June 12th, and then I will keep you updated to when I will do a Zoom class. And then there is a possibility after that intro class that I will be starting a new year-long shamanic course. So if it's something that's been calling to you, if you take the class, I go over the history of shamanism, kind of the shamanic cosmic view, shamanic healing, all the different things, the history of all things shamanic. And then I actually teach you how to do the shamanic journey. And you will actually do a shamanic journey and meet your power animal spirit guide. So this is this is the one and only shamanic class. If you never take another one, this is enough to get your foot in the door, to connect with a spirit guide, to answer all your questions, to move forward on a shamanic path. Even if you're not called to be a shaman per se, anybody can walk a shamanic path and use the shamanic tools that have been here for 100,000 years or more. So, as you can tell, this is one of my passions. Talking about passions and desires earlier. So come join me. I would love to have you here. I love talking about it and teaching people. I love to watch people grow. And when people get their first contact with their power animal and their eyes just kind of open to the possibilities, it is amazing. So check that out on my website as well. It's also, it's on my Facebook page as well in the events. Anything else? Yeah, and I never really talk about this because I'm kind of like, you know, gratuitous self-promotion is kind of like, but Moose. This is my full-time job now. This is my day job. And so I love doing these free videos. And if these are free and they're going to continue to be free, and for as long as I have plans to do them. But if you feel so called, I do have in the comment, in the description or comments or whatever, I have my PayPal account. If you feel like throwing a couple bucks my way, if you had a great reading, that's a great way to get the flow moving for the abundance. But only if you feel, you know, I'm like, sticking to my own words, you know, it's being in the flow and knowing that what I need comes to me. So if it doesn't feel good to you right now, then that's totally cool. Yeah, but I appreciate your presence here. I appreciate the love that I feel when I do these videos. Like I said, this is one of the highlights of my week. I so enjoy it. Thank you so much for joining me. Please join me next week. Invite your friends. Let's have a big hoo-ha jamboree. Let's get as many people on here as possible. Not because they need them or anything, but it'd be really kind of cool, you know? No. Although I'd probably freak out if I got more than, you know, 20 or so people on here. It'd be kind of like, oh my God. Anyway, thank you for your presence. Thank you for joining me. I hope that was helpful. Feel free to watch this again later in the week if you need more guidance. I have like over a year's worth of these videos on my YouTube channel. So, you know, if you have a question, need some guidance, just pick one and play it and choose a number and see what the guidance is. Everything unfolds in a perfect manner. And so whatever you need to know is going to come to you. So have a wonderful week. Also join me Wednesday night for my other free video. If you didn't know about it, at 7 o'clock on Wednesdays, I do a sacred pipe ceremony to create safe space for people to come and share their intent, like join our intentions in a virtual circle as I do the sacred pipe ceremony and blow smoke prayers, send our intentions up by the tobacco smoke to Great Spirit. It's a great time to come and just to be and to chill and to breathe. Even if you're not praying or doing anything, just the stillness, the quiet, that's what helps you to align. That's what helps you to connect, and that's why I do that. So come and join me Wednesday night. Bring your friends, and hopefully I will see you again next Monday night at 7:30. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And what else? Was there something else? I guess that is it. So thank you again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I so appreciate you. Know that I love you and that I see you and that I honor you. So have a wonderful, wonderful week until I see you next. Go have fun. Go fly. All right. I will see you soon. Go shining. Bye.